Hi everyone, today I'm going to be playing Dice Stars, which is fresh from Essen 2016, and this is a game all about getting dice out of a bag, picking some dice and writing some numbers on some pads, as a lot of dice games are, but I quite like this one. I will say just ahead, I'm still a bit ill from Essen, so hopefully I sound okay and I can edit out any sniffles or anything, and that this will be an okay playthrough. So this is the multiplayer version. I'm going to be playing for two here, and what happens on the first player's turn is you draw 1 to 3 dice from this bag, and the dice are these four colours, and they have values 2 to 6 and a star on each of them. When there are no dice in the reserve, which there aren't at the beginning of the game, you have to draw 3. So the first player always has to draw 3 dice, and you roll them, and this is what we get. And now, I have to pick either all of the dice of one colour, and to note that down, I would have to, because I'm taking 2 dice, I would have to put an X in the orange column, although that's kind of yellow, but the orange column, I would have to put an X there, and then I would put the total in the second one, because 2 boxes are being used up because I'm taking 2 dice. In this case, the star would count as 0, so I would put an X there and a 5 underneath it. On the other hand, I could take all of the dice of one number, and so in this case it would just be, say, the 5. I would write 5 there, and then nothing else. If I was taking more than one dice of the same value, I would do the same thing. So 2 5s, say, I would have to put an X there, and then write 10 there. Alternatively, I can take stars. I have to take all of the stars that are out, and then for each star I've taken, I have to put a cross in one of these spaces here. These are bonus spaces that can be used up for taking dice of certain numbers when these have run out, and they still count for the points. So at the end of the game, we will total up each row here, and then if you haven't put any stars in the multiplier section, then you just get the points that you wrote here. If you completely filled in the multiplier section, you'll get double the points that you got for that row. But if you started filling in the multiplier section and then didn't complete it, you're going to get nothing for that row. So there's a bit of risk involved there in taking the stars, especially on these rows that need to be, you need a lot of stars to finish them. If you can take dice, for whatever they are, stars, numbers or colours, if you can take dice, you have to take them, which can kind of mess you up later because you might not want to take one star and start doing one of these rows and effectively lose all the points in that row. But when you cannot take anything at all, you pick something, so you would pick the thing that scores the lowest and then write it in here. And then that is going to be negative points. So we would total up all of this after the multipliers, subtract the penalty, and then that is your final score. We keep playing until everyone's had the same number of turns, but that is going to trigger the end of the game. So let's get going. I've rolled the 3 dice there. I think to start with, I am just going to take this 5 here. So this goes over to the discard, and I am going to write 5 here. I took it for the number, because if I took it for the colour, I would have to take all of the dice of that colour, and then it would be X5, and I don't really want to take up 2 spaces just to score 5 points. So there we go, quite simple. And now Marty, my glass opponent, has to draw between 1 and 3 dice. He gets to pick because there are dice in the middle, and he's just going to roll 3 to give himself some options. So let's roll these, and so he could take 2 dice for the 2s, he could take a 5 the same as I did, and now taking all as orange is not attractive at all really, but he is going to go for stars. So the stars go over to the discard, and he is going to go big or go home, and start filling in this huge line here. Now normally we keep going like this until the bag is empty, then we take everything from the discard and put it back in the bag. But when somebody picks stars, everything in the discard goes back in the bag, and the player who did it now gets to choose, does he want these to go back in the bag? And I think he's just going to have everything go back in the bag, because we don't really know what we're going to be going for yet, so he'd rather I have less dice. And I have to roll 3 as well, because there's nothing out now. Later on, you can see what people are going for and what they have space left, and you can make a more educated decision on whether you want the things to go back into the bag or not. So it's back to me. At the moment I'm winning, but oh. So I could just go for 5 again, or that's giving... Marty needs stars now. I think I'm going to go for stars again, and I am just going to go, I'm going to play it safe. So straight away there, I've doubled whatever I'm going to end up with in this line, and I'm going to put that 5 back. Hopefully Marty's going to roll something worse. So now he has to roll 3 again. And he gets 5, 3, 5. And I think he's going to take the 5s, because that's 10 points right there, so they can go off to the discard. So he writes X, oh dear, X 10, because he took 2 dice and the total of the 2 5s is 10. Now for me, I keep that 3 out there in the reserve, and I'm just going to roll 3. Let's see what happens. So I could take 2 3s, I could take purples and score 6. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 3 as blues, so that I can write a 3 on this row, because I've doubled it now and I score 6 just for filling 1 space. On the downside though, there is, a nice thing building up there for Marty, and he's going to roll 2, I think, because he'd rather some things were taken away from me. So he's got the same option with that. He doesn't just want to take 1 star. He could just take the 6. He's going to take this as a black, and now he's got a 6 on his first row. But again, a lot is left in the middle. And I think, I'm just going to roll 3. I'm going to be a bit reckless. So let's see. There's 3s we could take now. So there isn't anything with 1 left, so I can't put anything else on the first row. There's a lot of dice available now, though. I think I am going to take blues, and then, so I have to put a cross for the first dice, and then the total, which is 9. And then they go into the discard. And Marty, let's see, there's 3 left in the bag. He's just going to roll them all. Hopefully he can roll some stars, and then fill them in for himself, and he can get rid of all the dice. But no. So I think he's going to take 4s here. He's going to take 4s because there's 3 available in one go. So he can cross off X, X, 12, and that's his turn. Now, the bag is empty, so all of this has to go back into the middle. And he decides, does he want to leave this stuff out? I don't think he does, because it's still a bit unclear what we're going for, but he would rather I had less choice. So it's back to me. I have to roll 3, and 4, 5, 6. I'm going to take this orange 6, so I can put 6 in my top row, which I double to 12. That's a nice easy go. Marty's going to roll 3. Let's see what happens. So he could take some nice 4s again, and that would be one to really double if he can in the future, but we're not really rolling many stars. I think he's going to keep going for 4s, so he'll take those 2, and he is going into the green space, which is, in a way, can be a bad thing, because it's going to limit him being able to take a number soon. When he takes 1 more 4, that's it. He can never take 4s again. And we aren't very far into the game yet. So I think I'm just going to roll 2. They're both blue. So I'm not going to take blues. I could take stars. Because here's the thing. It's not going to do very much for me at all. I could take numbers, or I could take purples, and that's 11 points. But on the other hand, I know that I don't want Marty to have these. But really, Marty started this and wants to finish it, but he hasn't got any points here, so he's not losing or gaining anything, really. I think I'm just going to go for the purples. And so it's a cross. The downside is there's no points there on my line that is doubled. But if I can double this line below, there's 11 points on it now. Marty, he's going to draw 3 and hope to roll more stars. There we go. So he is going to take the 3 stars there and keep filling in. He's actually going to put the 3 stars on this line here, because this has got a lot of points. So if you can double that, although he has just lost himself 20 points, because at the moment that line is scoring nothing, but surely he can get 1 more star by the end of the game. And all of this has to go back into the bag because he took stars. I think he's going to put all of these back as well. But on the other hand, I couldn't have taken blues because I've only got 2 spaces for blues, and there were 3 out. But anyway, he's done it now. I have to roll 3. So I'm not going to just take 1 star. I could take black 4. That might be a thing to do. Yeah, I'm going to take this as a black, so I can put a 4 in my double line, and now all of these spaces will be for 2s in some form later on. Marty's going to roll 3, hoping to roll a few more stars so he can take them all. He rolled a star, but on the other hand, he rolled 6s. I think he's got to take the 6s. But this means he's now got something to fight for on this multiplier line here. He really needs those, and leaving the stars out means I will probably take them. I might as well roll 3, because if I'm going to take the stars... Oh, I knocked something here. It doesn't matter, I'm not taking it anyway. I'm going to take the stars. And I am going to go in my next one along, because I have some points on here. And I'm going to decide to put it all back, especially since I knocked that dice and I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. Marty has to roll 3. And so he could just take 1 star and then that line's done. Or he could take the last 4. But that means he can never take a 4 again. I think he's going to take the star, even though it's just 1. And then he's going to put these back. So I have to roll 3. And it's possibly 3s I'm taking here. Yeah, let's take 3s. So I have to put a cross there. And then I put 6 for the total of the 2 3s. And there's 1 dice left in the reserve, so Marty's going to roll 3 and try and give himself some options. Now, he doesn't want to take the 4, because that would be his last 4. He could take oranges. The downside is it's only 8 points, and it would take up 3 spaces. He's going to go for 5s. He's just going to take that 1 5 and write a 5 there. And for me, I'm going to roll 3, because I think I'm going to take stars again. Oh, or am I? I could take the star, and then that would basically earn me 17 points, because it would double it. More than that, because at the moment that line's scoring nothing. On the other hand, I could get 10 from the 5s. Marty still might not take the 1 star. I think I'm going to take the 5s. So, I'm taking the 5s, and X 10. Marty's going to draw 3 dice, because I think he might take the stars. Yeah, especially now there's 2, he's going to take the stars. And he's going to sweep it all as well, just so there's no options for me. So, star, star. Well, he's only got 12 points on that last row there. See, when you haven't got much there to fight for, it's really a lot of turns to fill this up, so that might not have been a good idea for me to do. It's back to me. I have to draw and roll 3. And I think I am just going to take the 2, since it's doubled. So that's gone. Marty, he'll draw 3. A lot of the time we find in our games we just draw 3 dice a lot of the time. Especially, sometimes when there's a lot out you don't really want to. If there's something you can see you're going to take anyway and it's not stars, you wouldn't want to draw dice. And on the other hand, if there's a ton of dice out and that you know you're going to take stars, you might as well draw 3 because you can put it all back in the bag. But yeah, we've drawn 3 here, and this is Marty, isn't it? So this has worked out perfectly for him. He's going to take the 2 stars. Boom, boom. And he's just going to sweep it again. So I have to roll 3. Let's see what we get. 5 3 star. I think I will take... Let's take the 5. Because I don't think Marty's going to take the star now, because that would be another line for him to start multiplying. And he really needs to put some points in these squares. So he took 3. There are 2 stars he can take now. He'll just take the 5. Because he knows that if I want those stars, I'm going to have to use both of them and start another line. So it makes some risk for me. But I'm going to draw 3, knowing that I want the stars. And that is very nice. I can just take 4 stars in one go now. So I'm going to take 1 to finish that, and I'm going to go big, and the 5 line that I've got a lot of points on, I'm going to put the other 3 on there. So really, I have lost 20 points by doing that, because now that line's worth nothing. But if I can get 2 more stars, it's going to be worth 40 points, and maybe a bit more if I can roll another 5. Marty, he has to draw 3. So what does he get? He could take purples. That would be the last 4 he could take, so he's probably not going to do that. I think he is going to take this 4 as a blue, so he can put it in his top column, and maybe he can get a multiplier there before the end of the game. I am going to draw... Let's draw all 3. And so I can't take the 5s because I haven't got 2 spaces in the 5s. I could just take the 3 since it's doubled, but I'm going to take the 6 as a black. So that goes there. And that's just because I know Marty wants the 6s. They're doubled for him, so He's going to roll 3, so he has some options. And, oh, he can't take many 5s either. So maybe he shouldn't have rolled 3. Anyway, we're here now. He's going to take these 3s, because he can see that I want them. So, X3. There's a lot in the middle there. So I can't take the 5s. I don't really know what I want. I'm just going to roll 3, because neither of us can use those 5s. 6s. So I can't take the blues, because I've only got 1 space for blues, but I think I'll take the 6s. Yeah. So, X12. I really need 2 stars, though. Well, let's see. Marty can only draw 2 from the bag. And he definitely wants the 2 6s, because that is 24 more points with his doubled row there. And he knows I want the stars, so the bag is empty, so he has the chance now to just get rid of it all. So I have to draw 3. And that's perfect for me. I'm just going to take the stars, and I'll leave that 4 out. So I've now doubled the line. It means these have to go back in the bag though. Marty's going to roll 3. And let's see, he can take the 5, but it'll be the last 5 he takes. He's going to take the 5, but as the orange, so he can write it in the top row here, because there's a lot of space for 2s. It does mean these stay out for me. I think I'm going to roll 3. Okay, I don't want the star at all. Marty can't take the 6, so I can wait on that, and then maybe there'll be 2 in one go. The 5 would be the last one I could take. I could take the 4. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the 4. And then that can go there. It means I can never take things as purples now, though. Marty is just going to roll 1, because I think he's going to take the 2s. Yeah, he doesn't want the 3. He can't take the 6. So he's just going to take those 2s, because he can see that I want them. So we have to put an X going from left to right, and then 4 there. I'm going to roll 3 to get some options. And I don't really want to go for more stars. But then Marty can just take these 2 stars and double his top line there. I'm going to take the stars and then put everything back. So 2 stars, and I'm going to put them on here, because at least there's a chance I'll be able to finish that off. So everything's back in the bag. Marty has to roll 3. And he can't take 6s. He can take blue though. So he is going to take this 6 as a blue and write it there. I am going to roll 3, so I have options. I could take 6s. But this is perfect. I didn't see the stars. There's 2 stars right there. I'm going to take them. Cross, cross. Now Marty can't take purples or 6s, and he doesn't really want to take 4s, so I'm going to leave those out and just put the discards back in the bag. So since there's nothing out there that's good for Marty, he's going to roll 3. So he can't take oranges because he's only got 1 space. He can't take 4s or 6s. He can't take blues at all, so he has to take this star. Because if you can take something, you have to take it. So he's going to put it here in the hopes that he can finish it before the end of the game. Seeing that there's some options here for me, he's going to make it all go back, since he picked stars, or was forced to take stars. And I have to roll 3. Let's see, I haven't got 2 spaces for 5s or blues, so I could just put the 3 out and it's doubled, or I could end up with a 5. Yeah, I'm going to take the 5 as an orange and write it here, and then that is doubled. Marty, I think he wants options. Yeah, he's going to roll big. And that is actually okay. He's going to take these as 3s there. So X3. I am just going to roll 1, I think, because I'm probably going to take those 4s. Yep, I'm going to take the 2 4s. So X8. Although it means I can never take a 4 again now. So I might be limiting myself as we come to the end of the game here. Marty's going to roll 3. He is going to take the star rather than score nothing for that line. So he can now double it. And he's going to put everything back just to stop me being able to have a lot of choice. I have to roll 3. So I could take the 3s. I could take the blue, but it would go in my 6th column. I think I'll just take the 3s then. Or I could take the 5 and then it's doubled. Let's take the 3s. So x6 again, and that's going to be doubled at the end of the game. Marty's going to draw 3 because his options, like mine, are running out. He doesn't want stars. He can take the 2, so he can take nothing for colours now. I could still take 1 blue or orange as the colour. He can take the 2, he can take the 5, but it's his last 5. And he doesn't want the star. He's going to take the 5, because although it limits him, he doesn't want me to have it. So the 5 goes to the discard. I'm going to roll 2. So there's just a little bit left out at the end. So I could take the 6, and it goes down there, but it's not doubled if I do that. I can't take a 4 anymore, and that would be my last 3, so I probably shouldn't have drawn as many. I'm going to take the 6, and it doesn't matter whether I take it as the colour or the number, because it's going there. Marty is going to take... He's just going to draw 1. Let's see what happens. It's a 6. He doesn't want me to have that, but he can't take it. He is going to take the 3, I think. Because he thinks that I'm probably going to take the 6 anyway. I'm just going to draw 1, because yes, I am going to take the 6. Unless I rolled another one, that would be unfortunate. I'm going to take the 6, but then that does fill up my 6 row. Marty is just going to draw 1. I think he wants multiple 2s, really. He could take a 3, but it would be his last 1. He could take a 4, but it would be his last 1. But he's going to do it so he can double that 4. So that goes there. I am going to draw just the 1, because I'm worried about rolling more stars, and then Marty can multiply another row. Oh dear, I've done it though. And this is a bad situation for me to be in, because I don't want those stars. I'm going to lose 24 points if I take those stars and don't finish it by the end of the game. And the end of the game is coming. Look how much space is left on these. But if I leave them for Marty, he is going to gain 15 points. Yeah, it's not worth me losing 24 because Marty's going to gain 15. I am going to take just the 2. At least it's doubled. Marty is just going to draw 1. Well, actually, he'll draw 2. So maybe these will both be stars and he can do the better line. Oh dear. He probably should have only drawn 1. Now if he wants the stars, he's going to have to take 4, which means that this row as well is going to go away, or maybe just this row, but he's not going to be able to just complete this one. He's just going to take the 3, because he knows I can't take the 4. And everything's in there. Is he going to leave those out? No. Is he? Yeah, he's going to leave those out. He doesn't think I'm going to take those stars. I'm going to roll 3, though, and try and get some stars. I didn't. So I can't take anything for its colour. And the only numbers we have are 4 and 6. But, oh dear, I can't just say this is over. Because now I have to take all of the stars. Because if you can take something, you have to. So now I've just lost 24 points if I can't get 2 more stars by the end of the game. And do I want to leave those out since I took stars? Yes, because the only thing Marty can take is 2s. So this is probably the end, actually. He's going to draw 3 dice because he wants to roll 2s. And he has, although he has rolled a star. He's going to take that too. That's 4 more points for him. I'm going to draw all 3 that are left in the bag and hope that I roll 1 star. No more, no less. Oh dear, I rolled 3 stars and I cannot take 3 stars. Whew. But at least I have a 3 and I can take the 3 and write it there. And I put all these back, and I am definitely going to put all the reserve dice back because Marty would love to just grab 3 stars. Oh, I thought the game was over, but here we are. Let's roll that, and he's not going to just take 1 star, he's just going to take the 2. But Marty can only take 1 dice, and it has to be a 2, and then it's over. I'm going to roll 3 so I have some options. 2, 3 star. I am going to take... Oh, there's 2 stars. although it means Marty can have one more turn, I have to take the 2 stars, because then my bottom line is complete, and I've got every row doubled. That must be good. I'm going to put everything back because there's a 2 out there for him. So hopefully I can make him take a penalty now. He has to draw 3. And, oh, he rolled 1, 2. If he'd rolled 2 2s, he wouldn't have been able to take them. But there we go. He rolls a 2. That means he's okay. And it comes to my turn. I'm not in that much trouble, though. I am actually I can't roll any of those. And I can't put anything down. I've got no star spaces left. The only numbers I could take would be 2 or 5, and I haven't rolled them. So I have to take either a colour or a number. And I will take the orange because that is 0 points. So 0 minus points is okay for me. We keep going until everyone's had the same number of turns, but Marty can't... actually, Marty has a choice, really, because if he rolls 1 and it's a star, he loses one of these rows. So he'd want to roll 3 so that maybe all 3 are stars, but that's not going to happen. He's just going to roll 1 and hope it's not a star. Oh, dear. So this row is worth 25. This row is worth 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Oh, no. That's bad for Marty. And the final scores are 238. I've doubled every row there. Wow. And Marty 171. So even if he hadn't had to ruin that row there, 36 more points wouldn't have done it for him. That usually doesn't happen. I've managed to fill every row there. I hope I haven't done something terribly wrong. But I hope that gives you a good idea of dice stars. And if you would like to see how it plays solo, you can click here. If you'd like to see what I think about the game, some first impressions, then there'll be a link for that as well. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you for the next game. Bye.